So let's hop into these subjects real quick before we hop into sports. All right. So the Elon Musk era of Twitter.
Okay.
This joint has been in shambles. All right. So first, we heard when he first bought Twitter, you already know he fired the person who controls of banning people, the overall person's control of banning people off of Twitter, right? And
censoring people.
Whatever, banning, censoring, whatever. Same
monkey.
Thing. Right. Fired her, right? Then it comes out earlier this week. This man just be kicking people off of losing it, firing people for any reason. He fired a person who controlled the Android part of Twitter just because some random person on Twitter instigated. And like me personally, I wouldn't let him talk about my company like that. I'll fire him. And you know what Elon Musk said? Don't worry, he's already fired. Imagine your boss fired you on Twitter.
The ultimate I bet right on Twitter. On my shit. And you fired. And then come to find out the person found out on Twitter they was fired.
Bro, like on the same feed you were talking on. On the same feed you were talking on.
Yeah. Bro, just imagine you getting dressed for work, you just scroll through your Twitter, you just the fuck? Is this real?
Like you literally censoring everything he's doing. You see, yeah, he's fired. You like, bruh.
You got no way. On me, bro.
I ain't gonna lie though. Here comes a controversial.
Oh Lord.
Any person that works for these social media sites and has banned Andrew Tate needs to be fired. That's my hot take. Go ahead.
I drink to that.
First of all, I believe no one should be banned because that's fucking freedom of speech to begin with. But anyway.
So, I have you said it, right? So here's the thing about freedom of speech, right? So no one's did not say you cannot say what you said, right? But there are repercussions with the things you said, right?
Okay.
So no one said you can't say it. But if you say something out wild and out of pocket, there's repercussions to what you said. I think people have misconstrued what freedom of speech is. No one can say you can't say it. But there are repercussions of what you say, right? If I hop on this podcast and say something against a certain...
You already did. Told everybody business. You already did.
All right, if I hop on this right podcast, right, and I'm on Twitch, live on Twitch, right, and I say something about a certain group of people, right, that's out of pocket, uncalled for, right, and blatant disrespect to a group, right, there will be repercussions of what I said, right. I'm gonna get, probably might lose my job, right. Well, you all know who I work for, so the chance that happen might not happen, right. People gonna quote unquote cancel me, right? People gonna probably tag my DM, say, "Oh my God, you're such a horrible person," this and that, right? Those are repercussions to what I said.
Okay.
So I'm still able to say what I said. These are repercussions to it. I feel like people don't want to be accountable for what they say. They just want to say what they say and not be accountable for it.
I would say this. This is how I view it. Only one demographic of people are allowed to say anything, and then they argue and fight against exactly what they're doing. So it's just like you can have freedom of speech, you can say what you want about anything, but if I disagree with you, and if I feel a certain way that's opposite of your point, I have to shut up because you don't like it.
Yeah,
Michael, I have issue with what you said, Mike. It's
what?
You wear glasses, bro. I would expect more from you, but it's okay. Still a monkey.
What did I say wrong, please?
So here's the thing. Here's the difference between the situation with freedom of speech, right? I'm gonna use the airport for example.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna say the airport opposed to being outside of a federal building like a courthouse. You can protest outside of this courthouse and say what the fuck you want to say. Fine. When you enter a facility, they give you guidelines to what you can and can't do. Within those guidelines or examples of such, like you can't go in the airport and say bomb because of what it causes to the casualties that are there, the people that are there. Yeah. So they give you an example. When you do the terms and conditions for all these social medias, they don't give you an example. Their definition of what you cannot say is very broad. There is no specific, like, hey, you cannot say this. Because anything can be perceived as offensive to the person reporting it. I can just call you a monkey. You be like, oh, that's racial. Well, is it violating the terms and conditions of what I agreed to when I made this account? No. But then when people complain enough, they end up adding on, but not telling you, hey, this is what's the problem. Moving forward, like, don't do this anymore. Instead, they just block your shit, which is stupid. So there is, you're right, there is consequence what you're saying. But if the establishment has not given you those guidelines clearly understood, how can they violate you? Again, you can't arrest me for something I didn't know was against the law.
Thanks.
I mean, there's signs everywhere. Hey, don't fucking cross the street. Use the sidewalk. There's nothing given. You can't punish me. And I feel like when it came to Andrew Tate, they didn't give him why he was banned. They just banned him. Like, what's the reason behind it? What is the reason with the organization, not the people? The organization needs to explain their actions. I don't give a fuck about the people.
Me too. But the organization, this is what it looked like. It looked like the organization was just trying to make sure that they can maintain majority of their not fan base, but what do you call them? People, users, I guess.
Yeah,
you can call them users. Yeah, users. So in order to do that, majority of your users are leftists. So you have to appeal to them. So therefore, I'm gonna stick with where the money is.
Agreed. Very unfortunate. And Elon, man, listen, Uncle E buying Twitter might have been like the most. This is gonna be an interesting next 4 years because now shit, motherfuckers fucking on Twitter now. Lovely, goddamn shit. Everybody can speak their mind on that bitch. Hell, even he's talking shit. Like, I don't know who the fuck. Right, I'd rather be able to communicate what the hell. It's like, bro, it's like being able to go inside of a business. It's like, oh, hey, so and so, and you're like, oh, how you doing? Like, you know the owner. Like, I like that. Yeah. I don't like the fact that I'm talking to bots. Like, no, who the fuck are you? You know who I am. Get all my information, motherfucker. Who are you?
Yeah,
I
like it.
Revert back to Elon Musk and him owning, right? So, of course, he has fired a bunch of people from Twitter. Then, of course, they said about half of the organization resigned. So he lost all his engineers, the people who keep Twitter updated and all that good stuff, right? We're not gone. So, and then he locked him out the building.
That's great. I love that. That's great.
So, no, bring your ass back.
So, the reason why he locked him out of the building, his reason behind him locking him out the building was because he said he didn't want them, because he know they have animosity towards him. He don't want them messing with like the
servers and shit.
Servers, the framework of Twitter. Right? Because he said, he's working on producing a Twitter 2, whatever, like more updated Twitter. Right? And he basically using this Twitter they have now as a framework of it. So if they were to come in there and mess it all up, there will be no Twitter. Right? So the issue is, right now, well, people on Twitter are going crazy over.
That's crazy. There's an issue?
I'm enjoying Twitter right now.
I got like 3 of them bitches.
I'm enjoying it.
Matter of fact, I'm about to make another one after this podcast just for the fuck of it.
So the issue is right now, like, will Twitter that we have now still stay up, right? No, past these upcoming weeks, right? Because we don't know, because he don't have the people to keep Twitter right now. As far as we know, as general population, he don't have the people to keep Twitter going, right? Because why are you looking at me like that? Because you can't just, unless it could be a unupdated app, like certain games that no longer on the Apple Store, they can no longer update.
Mike.
What?
Michael, are you being for real right now?
Yes, because the app no longer becomes usable because a iOS update comes out or a Android update comes out and the app comes no longer be usable. Who's gonna fix the error if you got nobody to fix it?
Okay, so D-Nix, do you want to handle it or do you want me to handle it?
We got it.
Mike, how much is Twitter worth? Ballpark.
I think you bought it for what, like I know it's in
Couple
billions.
billion, right? Okay. How much is Elon Musk worth? Couple billion, right?
50 billion, basically.
Okay. We're in a recession, right?
Yes.
So that means people are looking to get employed, right?
Yes.
Pay their bills and shit, right? A lot of people go to these high-tech schools and have debt, right?
Yes.
So let's follow the money. He got money. Twitter's worth money. There's positionings opening. You don't think in a week he can replace all those staff members? How many soldiers come in the army every month? Roughly. Couple thousand, right?
Yeah.
You only fired roughly 75 people. So you telling me Eli's like, bruh, it's a little empty in this bitch, bruh. What am I gonna do?
If you can replace a McDonald's employee in a day, you can replace them. It's not that hard.
Running a you can't compare McDonald's to running an application.
I can because listen, it's one like you just said. There's people out here that's literally getting their education in whatever industry that is called.
So someone who has tapped into that field, right?
Tapped.
Yes, because
a long time ago.
I mean, what? A long time ago? What? Maybe 2 years ago?
That's a long time ago.
That's 2 years ago. Now, what I'm saying is, it's not hard to replace an employee. It's hard to replace a boss, not an employee.
Mm-hmm. Executive, yes, very difficult. A worker B to be. Come on now. He changed a lot because he given out new key cards.
Right.
But it's gonna be like working on Twitter with his signature at the bottom, bro. He has money. Somebody's gonna work that. Like I will understand.
I mean, I ain't saying nobody work for him. I understand that.
I will understand people didn't want to work for him, but guess what? There's like 1 billion people in this earth. There's like 300 million just on North America alone. Somebody, guarantee you, somebody is going to take that job.
I'll take it. I don't give a fuck.
I'll drink coffee every day.
I swear to God.
Here you go, sir.
Coffee and banana.
I mean, or just people who agree with what he's doing.
You want me to stir it for you?
Right. Nice and slow. Nice and smooth.
So
real nice.
So my thing is, shut up, El.